Hello students, in this class of soil mechanics, we'll start with the first chapter, which is index properties. So index properties are the properties of the soil basically. So let's first start with the definition of the soil, what exactly the soil is. Soil can be defined as the unconsolidated material. Soil can be defined as unconsolidated material which consists of solid particles, with water and air. So basically soil is a total combined mixture of the solid particles with the water and the air. The formation of the soil is through a process which is known as pedogenesis. This is the process of the formation of the soil, in which a series of process has to be followed, then only the soil will be formed. The process or the cycle starts with the formation of the rocks. Rocks are formed due to the local explosion inside the earth's surface. The explosion, which can be volcanic explosion or any other explosion, it depends upon what type of explosion is taking place inside the earth's surface. Depending upon the type of explosion, the rocks are formed. If the explosion is basic, then that explosion will form basaltic rocks, and the explosion is acidic. If the explosion is acidic, then it will form acidic rocks. For example, mountains are the result of the acidic explosion. क्यों होता है एक्सप्लोजन? क्योंकि अर्थ के अंदर एक मॉल्टन मैग्मा है, जब टेम्परेचर एक्सीड हो जाता है तो बाहर निकलने की कोशिश करता है. That can be the reason behind the explosion, and that explosion led to the formation of rocks. So the pedogenesis process starts with the formation of rocks. When the rocks are formed, they get eroded. Erosion होता है, weathering होता है. Due to different temperature condition, rainfall condition, they get eroded, they get broken down. After that, the broken down particles of the rocks are transported, and then they are getting deposited. Somewhere, and after the deposition, again there will be the change in phase. Which will again lead to the formation of rock. So this is the complete cycle of the soil formation, in which the rocks are formed due to explosion inside the surface. That rocks get eroded, or weathering conditions break down the rocks into smaller particles. The particles can be transported, and then they can deposit it. And after the deposition, they can again keep on depositing. They can again form the rocks, and those rocks can again get eroded. This is the whole cycle which keeps on moving, and this is the process of the soil formation. Now, here is the stage of transported and deposited. This is the stage. In this stage, there can be two types of soils. One is the transported soil, and another is the residual soil. Transported soil is the soil which can be transported with the help of air, water. It means when the particles, they get transported with the help of air, water, they can be considered as a transported soil. And when the particles are not transported with the help of air and water, that is, they will get deposited in the same place in which the erosion has been taken place, and in that case they will be known as the residual soil. Residual soil matlab jo soil wahi pe deposit ho gaya, residual. That is the same soil which is not transported. Now, the scientific study of soil was first given by Terzaghi. He was known as the father of the soil mechanics. He is known as the father of the soil mechanics. Almost all the theories in the soil mechanics are somehow related with the Terzaghi only. One thing we have understood, that all the soils are derived from the disintegration of rocks only. The disintegration of rocks resulted into the particles, which are the loose particles. Those loose particles can be transported, or they can be deposited on the same place. If they are transported, then they are known as transported soil. The transportation can be done with the help of some agency, which can be the transportation agency, which can be air, water, or anything like that. If the soil get deposited in the same place, then that type of soil, as I told you, is known as the residual soil. It means that the next topic which you have to first understood is the type of soil. type of soil. Depending upon the agent of the transportation or the deposition, the soil can be classified into different types. For example, the first type of soil is alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is that soil which is transported by running water. The particles are transported by running water. For example, river plains, the plains in which you are living, these are poorly graded. These are poorly graded, or you can say uniformly graded. These are poorly graded or uniformly graded. It means that देखो दो चीज की चीजें होती हैं, एक होता है वेल ग्रेडेड, एक होता है पुअरली ग्रेडेड. वेल ग्रेडेड का मतलब होता है उसमें अलग अलग साइज के पार्टिकल्स प्रेजेंट होंगे. पॉइंट ये होता है अगर किसी सॉइल में डिफरेंट साइज और शेप के पार्टिकल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं तो उनके बीच की बॉन्डिंग अच्छी बनती है. अगर सेम साइज के पार्टिकल्स होते हैं सेम शेप के इस तरीके से, तो उनके बीच की बॉन्डिंग अच्छी नहीं होती है बिकॉज देयर इज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ वॉइड. It means that uniformly graded or the poorly graded soil will be having the same size shape particles which is not having proper bonding between each other. It means that the strength of the soil is less. The alluvial soil is basically formed by the transportation due to the running water. The soil is generally poorly graded. The next type of soil is lacustrine soil. This is lacustrine soil. Lacustrine soil is that soil which is deposited below the still water. Still water. This is not a residual soil. This is a residual soil. This is a transported soil. This is the residual soil. जो वही deposit हो गया. Still water deposited below the still water. It is not moving. It is deposited below the still water. It means this type of soil is a deposited soil. Residual soil. This type of soil is a transported soil. The mainly lacustrine soil can be silts. They can be clays. But one thing you have to remember that these are the deposited or residual soil, not the transported soil. The third type of soil is marine soil. The third type of soil is marine soil. Marine soil आपको नाम से समझ में आ रहा है. This is deposited by the sea water. Deposited by sea water. Sea water. This consists of sand, silt or clays. कुछ भी हो सकता है इसका part. Sand can be there. Silt can be there. Clays can also be there. These have a very low strength. These have a low strength. These have a very low strength. And generally high compressibility. And high compressibility मतलब वॉल्यूम चेंज बहुत ज्यादा होता है मैरीन सॉइल में. कॉम्प्रेसिबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा होती है, वॉल्यूम चेंजेस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. जो इतना समझा रहा हूं उतना याद रखना. वेरी लो shear strength. Very low strength. Next is fourth type of soil, which is glacier drift. Glacier drift. Drift further movement. Glaciers, you know. It is basically glacier drift. It is formed by the glaciers and icebergs. These are formed due to glaciers and icebergs. And they may consist of the mixture of sand, silt and all that. These are generally well graded. These are well graded. ग्लेशियर मतलब ये ग्लेशियर्स के थ्रू बनते हैं. ग्लेशियर जब पिघलता है उसके जो सॉइल ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है वहां से, those are glacial drifts. Fifth is colluvial soil. Colluvial soil, or it is also known as talus. Colluvial soil or talus. This type of soil is deposited by the gravity force. This is deposited by the gravity force. Gravity force मतलब ये जनरली ग्रेविटी की वजह से जो मूवमेंट हो रहा है उसकी वजह से डिपॉजिट होता है. This type of soil generally found in hilly region. They are generally found in hilly region. देखो the soil जनरली क्या होता क्या है, जैसे माउंटेन के नीचे जाके बॉटम में सेटल हो जाता है. ऊपर से मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुआ, नीचे जाके माउंटेन के नीचे सेटल हो गया. दिस इज ड्यू टू द फॉर्मेशन और द सेटलमेंट ऑफ द सॉइल which is the major region behind the movement. जहां सॉइल का मूवमेंट हो रहा है, सेटलमेंट हो रहा है, नीचे जाके सॉइल किसी जगह बैठ जा रहा है. That type of soil is mainly known as talus. This is formed under gravity force. माउंटेन के ऊपर से मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुआ, अपीबल हुआ, रॉक टूटा, वहां से जो पार्टिकल्स थे वो नीचे मूव करते हुए आ गए, they will settle down at the bottom. That type of soil is known as talus or colluvial soil. Next is aeoline soil. The sixth type of soil is known as aeoline soil. Aeoline soil, नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, एओ मतलब एयर. These type of soils are transported with the help of wind. Wind transportation is there. With the help of wind, they are generally found in desert regions. desert regions. They are found in desert regions. They are poorly graded. They are poorly graded. देखो इस दो तरीके से होते हैं आपके एओलाइन सॉइल. अगर सॉइल कोर्स ग्रेन्ड होगा, कोर्स मतलब साइज उसका बड़ा होगा, इफ द सॉइल इज कोर्स ग्रेन्ड देन दिस टाइप ऑफ एओलाइन सॉइल इज नोन एज सैंड ड्यून. सैंड ड्यून्स डेजर्ट में मिलता है अगर साइज बड़ा होगा सॉइल का. इफ द सॉइल इज फाइन ग्रेन्ड, the soil is fine grained, then this type of soil is known as lios or loess. This is the fine grained soil, this is the coarse grained soil. Objective में question आया, sand dunes is a dash 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 dash. It is a coarse grained, poorly graded aeoline soil. What is the sand dune? Sand dune is a coarse grained, poorly graded aeoline soil which is transported with the help of winds in the desert region. Everything is connected. Loess is the fine grained, poorly graded aeoline soil transferred with the help of wind in the desert region. This is the type of aeoline soil. Next type of soil is loamy soil. Loam. Loamy soil. Now, what is loamy soil? It is a mixture of sand, silt, and clays. It is a mixture of sand, silt, and clays. Generally each of these are having almost equal amount or equal percentage in the mixture, and all of these are having percentage less than 50%. इसका भी less than 50% है, इसका भी less than 50% है, इसका भी less than 50% है. Almost they are having equal percentage in the mixture. That mixture is known as the loamy soil, with each and every material has having percentage less than 50%. Fine. This is known as loamy soil. Next type of soil is known as gumbo soil. This is Gumbo. This type of soil is highly sticky, plastic, and dark colored. This is highly sticky, plastic, and dark colored. Sticky hota hai. This is known as gumbo soil. Next is marl, M-A-R-L, marl soil. This type of soil is a fine grained soil. First of all, this is a fine grain. This is having very small size grain particles having calcium carbonate present in that. The marl soil has calcium carbonate. Generally, it is present in marine origin. मतलब सी वगैरह के पास होता है, marine region में present होता है. Generally, this type of soil is formed by the deposition of the dead bodies of aquatic animals. Aquatic animals, fish मर गई, जाके उसकी body नीचे settle हो गई, काफी time तक उसका decomposition हुआ. The soil which is formed is known as the marl soil, which is having calcium carbonate in that. Is the fine grained soil generally found by the decomposition and deposition of the dead bodies of the aquatic animals. The next type of soil is bentonite soil. The next type of soil is bentonite soil. This is bentonite soil. Now, the bentonite soil is basically highly plastic, compressible, volume change बहुत होता है इसके अंदर. It is generally used in lubrication while drilling. जब drilling वगैरह होता है, then you can use this particular type of soil for lubrication. This is bentonite soil. This is having highly compressible nature. Volume changes, बहुत सारा volume change होता है. ठीक है, this is bentonite. These are the types of soil which you have to remember. ठीक है, इतना तो आपको ध्यान रखना है types of soil के अंदर. Next is the, देखो soil मैंने आपको बताया, soil is basically what? Soil is the mixture of solid particles plus water plus air. The soil is basically the composition of all these three. For example, if you want to draw, then you can draw like this. If this is a soil mass, then it is having three different components: solid, air, liquid, and air. It means that it can have, this is solid, this is solid, this is liquid, and this is air. The soil can have all these three things. It means that the soil, if you will define the soil, you can say that the soil can be classified into two different phases, two different cases, in which the soil can be described as a three-phase case. Also the soil can be classified as a two-phase case. Three-phase का मतलब होता है, in that particular case, all these three things will be present. The liquid will also be present, the solid will also be present. Let's say the volume of solid is Vs. The volume of the liquid is Vw. The volume occupied by the air is Va. This is the three-phase diagram in which all the three things are present. It can also be represented in two-phase diagram. Two-phase can be of two types. One is, देखो, solid will always be present. Solids plus water only. या फिर solids plus air only. The structure of soil can be classified in two-phase also, like this. For example, if you draw the two-phase diagram, the two-phase diagram can be of like this, different type. You will have a two-phase diagram, you will have solid, and over that you will have air or water. It means that in that case you will have solid to same होना ही होना है. This is also solid. यहाँ पे हो गया water, और यहाँ पे हो गया air. This is the two-phase diagram. It means that in this particular case, what you have is that you have V volume of solid will be same, volume of solid will be same, but this will be the volume of air and this will be the volume of water. या तो air जो voids हैं basically वो खाली रहेंगी, अगर उसमें water भर गया पूरा तो ये वाला phase diagram बन जाएगा, अगर उसमें आधा water बना तो ये वाला phase diagram बन जाएगा. Basically clear इतना ही है कि जो total volume of voids होता है वो volume of voids, volume of air plus volume of water है. अगर ये air के अंदर भी water चला गया तो it means this will become volume of water only. अगर ये air पूरा का पूरा खाली हो गया, this will become volume of air only. So basically voids can be filled with water or can be filled with air or can be filled with both. The structure of soil can be classified into two different types, two-phase diagram and three-phase diagram, depending upon the amount of things which are present inside the particular soil. Now, as you know that the total amount of voids will be the summation of the voids filled with air and the voids filled with water. So there is a presence of water also. The water or the moisture present in the soil can also be classified into different types. So water can be classified as the structural water, which is also known as bounded water. The structural water, which is the first part of water. The second part is hygroscopic water. The third is capillary water, which is capillary water, and the fourth is gravity water. These are the four types of water which can be present inside the soil. Actually, the moisture which is present inside the soil. Now, out of these four water, these three types of water, this is known as the soil moisture. Moisture means that these three waters can be removed. It can be removed. सारी चीजें ध्यान से सुनना, ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. बाय ओवन ड्राइंग, सुखाओगे अगर आप सॉइल को ओवन के अंदर ड्राई करोगे तो दीज टाइप ऑफ वाटर विल बी रिमूव्ड आउट, ये उड़ जाएंगे ऑल दीज थ्री. बट the structural water is the bounded water which cannot be removed easily because it is a part of the structure of the water. It is a structural water. It is a part of the structure of the soil. Structure का part है. It means that it cannot be easily removed. And if you will try to remove this particular water, if you will heat the soil at very high temperature, in that case, if the structural water is removed, then the structure of the soil get deformed. Because the structural water is the part of the structure which cannot be easily removed. Even if you try to remove, if you will heat that at very high temperature, then the structure of the soil will be deformed, the structural water may be lost, the structure, and you can say that the crystalline structure of the soil will be distorted. The structure will be distorted, deformed and distorted. So, ये इसको remove नहीं कर सकते, it is a part of the structure. Fine, this is the structure of the soil. Now, as I told you, there are certain properties also for the soil. Let's start with the properties. One by one, understand the properties which are known as index properties. Let's start with the properties one by one. Properties. Number one, the first property is the water content. Water content. Now, water content is defined as the percentage water content. If you are defining, it is defined as the ratio of the weight of the water, divided by the weight of solid, solids. This is the weight of water. This is WW divided by WS. This is basically the water content, which is divided by small w, which is denoted by small w, water content. Next is the degree of saturation. Degree of saturation. Degree of saturation is denoted by percentage of S. This is equal to the volume of water divided by the volume of voids. Total voids. Voids के अंदर ही water present होगा. Voids के अंदर क्या क्या हो सकता है? Air और water दोनों. This is volume of water divided by the volume of voids. The volume of voids is what? This is equal to the volume of air plus volume of water. In a three-phase diagram. Two-phase diagram, it will be equal to the volume of air or volume of water. Now, if you will see this water content is what? Water content is the ratio of weight of water upon weight of solids. So it can be more than 100% also. Why it can be more than weight of water can be more than the weight of solid. But the degree of saturation is equal to volume of water upon volume of void. But volume of water cannot be more than the volume of void. The volume of water can be maximum be less than equal to the volume of void. They can get equal to but cannot be greater than. That's why the degree of saturation can never be greater than. It can never be greater than 100%. It will always be less than 100%. Fine. क्योंकि वॉल्यूम वाटर जो है void के अंदर ही भरा हुआ है, ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता इससे. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज void ratio. Next is void ratio. This is denoted by small e. This void ratio is basically the volume of voids divided by the volume of solid. It is the ratio of the volume of void divided by the volume of solid. This is VV upon VS. This is the void ratio. Volume of voids upon volume of solids. इसकी वैल्यू हमेशा E will be greater than 0 for the soil. हमेशा या तो सॉलिड वॉल्यूम के बॉडी के बराबर हो जाएगा, कभी भी वो 0 से कम नहीं हो सकती इसकी वैल्यू. मतलब 0 नहीं हो सकती या 0 से कम भी नहीं हो सकती इसकी वैल्यू. जनरली ज्यादा ही होती है. ठीक. Next property is porosity. Next is porosity, which is denoted by small n. This is equal to the volume of voids divided by the volume of, this is the volume of soil. It means that this is equal to VV upon total V, where V is equal to, this is VV upon V is equal to Vs plus Vv. It is the total volume of the soil with respect to solid and the total voids. This is the porosity. Porosity is defined as the volume of the voids divided by the volume of the, this is soil. This is volume of the soil, total soil. वही किसमें क्या है, आपको void ratio की बात करते हो तो void ratio में this is volume of solid, this is volume of soil, total volume of soil, which is Vv plus Va. This is only Vs. एक चीज ध्यान रखना, वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉलिड जो होता है दिस इज अ फिक्स्ड केस. Vs ये होता है फिक्स्ड, बाकी सब कुछ बदल सकता है. Vs होता है हमेशा फिक्स. दैट्स व्हाई the solids volume are fixed. That's why the void ratio are more generally used for the calculation, because it is based on the volume of solids, which is a fixed quantity. Volume of soil can change because the volume of void can be changed. वो change हो सकता है, void कभी ज्यादा कभी कम हो सकती है, but solid हमेशा fixed रहता है. That's why the void ratio is the most general relation which is generally used in the questions. Next property, fifth property is air content. Air content is basically defined by AC. This is equal to the volume of air. Air content कितनी air है, किसमें होगी air? Obviously बात है void में होगी. The volume of air divided by the volume of voids. This is defined as VA upon VV. This is the air content, amount of air. Next is sixth, percentage air voids. Percentage air voids, this is defined by NA percentage. This is equal to the volume of air, total percentage बता रहे हो air voids की. This is equal to the volume of air divided by the total volume of soil. This is equal to VA upon V into 100. This is the percentage air voids. Next property, seventh property, unit weight of the soil, which is, you can say, bulk unit weight. Let's talk about bulk unit weight. Bulk unit weight is basically the actual unit weight denoted by gamma. This is equal to the weight divided by the volume of the soil. This is equal to weight upon volume of the soil. This is the bulk unit weight. Now, the unit weight, basically the bulk unit weight, it can be also divided into different types. One is the dry unit weight. Dry, ये तो एक्चुअल है, जो एक्चुअल में होगा वेट. दिस इज द ड्राई यूनिट वेट. अगर आपने सॉइल को ड्राई कर दिया है तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है उसमें अब वाटर नहीं है. जो वाटर नहीं है तो गामा ड्राई विल बी इक्वल टू द वेट ऑफ द ड्राइड सॉइल डिवाइडेड बाय द वॉल्यूम. वॉल्यूम तो वॉल्यूम है, वॉल्यूम विल ऑलवेज रिमेन सेम. दिस इज गामा डी इज इक्वल टू WD अपॉन V. ऑल्सो देयर कैन बी द सैचुरेटेड यूनिट वेट. सैचुरेटेड पानी हो सकता है उसमें. सैचुरेटेड यूनिट weight, the saturation unit weight is given by gamma sat. This is equal to, obviously बात है, the weight of the saturated soil divided by the volume. This can be the saturated unit weight. समझ में आ रहा है. एक होता है submerged unit weight. There is another unit weight which is submerged unit weight. पहले मैं सारी properties आपको समझा दे रहा हूँ जिससे easily आपको सबको समझ में आ जाए. Submerged unit weight, अगर आप डुबा देते हो पूरे सॉइल को किसी पानी के अंदर तो इसका मतलब यह है अभी वेट के साथ साथ वाटर का भी कुछ केस आ गया. सबमर्ज यूनिट वेट इज डिफाइंड बाय गामा सबमर्ज. दिस इज इक्वल टू गामा सैट सैचुरेशन पानी भरा हुआ माइनस गामा ऑफ वाटर. दिस इज गामा ऑफ वाटर. दिस इज गामा सैट माइनस गामा ऑफ वाटर. गामा ऑफ वाटर इफ यू विल सी दिस इज इक्वल टू 9.81 किलो न्यूटन पर मीटर क्यूब. अगर आप डेंसिटी ऑफ वाटर लेते हो विच इज मास अपॉन वॉल्यूम, दिस इज इक्वल टू 1 ग्राम पर सेंटीमीटर क्यूब. दिस इज द डेंसिटी. दिस इज गामा सबमर्ज्ड. समझ मतलब डुबा दोगे तो सैचुरेशन तो रहेगा ही रहेगा, आपने डुबाया हुआ है, साथ में वाटर का भी यूनिट वेट आ गया है खुद का गामा डब्ल्यू, तो वो माइनस करना पड़ेगा तभी तो आपको सॉइल का मिलेगा. क्योंकि आप बात किसकी कर रहे हो, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सॉइल ओनली. तो सॉइल के पास एक्स्ट्रा वाटर भी है, उसका यूनिट वेट हटाना पड़ेगा तब जाके मुझे सबमर्ज्ड यूनिट वेट मिलता है. नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी, ये कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी थी हमारी, सेवेंथ. नेक्स्ट एर्थ प्रॉपर्टी. नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज द एर्थ प्रॉपर्टी. एर्थ प्रॉपर्टी इज व्हाट, द स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी. स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी. स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी की अगर आप बात करते हो, इट इज डिनोटेड बाय कैपिटल G. द स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी इज बेसिकली द रेशियो ऑफ द gamma of the solid with respect to the gamma of the water. The specific gravity is defined as basically the gamma upon gamma of water. The gamma of the soil divided by the gamma of the water. If you will calculate the specific gravity of the solid, specific gravity can also be classified into different types. If you will calculate the specific gravity for the solids, then in that case this will be gamma of solids divided by gamma of W. This is basically the ratio of the gamma basically. Generally it is having values between 2.6 to 2.75 for inorganic solids. For inorganic solids, and its value is 1.2 to 1.4 for organic solids. This is for the organic solid. G का मतलब क्या हुआ, इट इज अ रेशियो ऑफ द गामा एंड गामा डबल. दोनों यूनिट का रेशियो निकाल दिया वाटर के एस्पेक्ट में, नीचे वाटर ही होना चाहिए. That is known as specific gravity, which can be for solids. Also the specific gravity can be defined for a particular mass specific gravity. Saturation के लिए भी आप डिफाइन कर सकते हो, saturated unit weight के लिए भी आप डिफाइन कर सकते हो. if you will define the specific gravity for a specific case, if you will define the solid gravity, specific gravity for a specific case, मतलब for dry condition and for wet condition. देखो ये तो जनरल था. Generally the specific gravity is like this, but if you define the specific gravity for dry and wet condition, then in that case that specific gravity is known as the apparent specific gravity. If you define it for dry and wet case, then it is known as the apparent specific gravity, and that is denoted by gm. This is equal to, if you go for dry, this is gamma d upon gamma w. Dry में this is dry हो गया ना. Wet में this is dm is equal to gamma sat divided by gamma w. But this is not the specific gravity, or you can say this is the absolute. ये था absolute specific gravity. ये हो गया apparent specific gravity. Gamma d upon gamma w या gamma sat upon gamma w. There is a relation which you have to remember for the objective purpose, that if this is gs and this is like gs for the solid, then gm is equal to gs into 1 minus porosity. इसको याद रखना. ऑब्जेक्टिव में एक देते हैं, दूसरा पूछते हैं. gm is equal to gs into 1 minus porosity. gm is the mass specific gravity, apparent specific gravity, which you will calculate for either dry or wet condition. gs is the absolute or specific gravity for soil solids. ठीक है. Now there are certain interrelationship between these index properties. So let's study those interrelationship also. Relationship between index properties. Index property. These are the relationship between different index properties that we have studied till now. So let's start with the relationship also. क्योंकि रिलेशनशिप की इस चीज के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. रिलेशनशिप इंपॉर्टेंट है जो ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस आते हैं उसके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है. देखो हमारे पास क्या क्या चीजें थी. E is the void ratio. E is the void ratio. N is the porosity. ठीक है. Small w is the water content. Water content. G is the specific gravity. Specific gravity. Gamma is the bulk unit weight. जैसे समझा रहा हूं वैसे ही समझना. Gamma D is the dry unit weight, and gamma sat is the saturated unit weight, and gamma dash is the submerged unit weight. These are the things which we have with us. इतना हमारे पास केस बनता है. ठीक है. अभी मुझे एक चीज पता है, ध्यान से देख लेना. इसको याद नहीं करना, रिवीजन समझने के लिए बस. One thing we know that this gamma is equal to the weight of the soil divided by the volume of the soil. Weight of the soil. Weight of the soil मतलब weight of the solid plus weight of the water. एयर का तो कोई वेट तो नहीं है. सॉइल का वेट इसी के बराबर होगा, अगर चाहे 3 हो चाहे 2 फेज हो. डिवाइड बाय the volume. Volume will be volume of solids plus the volume of void. Void में volume तो होगा, weight भले एयर में नहीं होगा. इसको आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो. This is equal to the, इसको कॉमन ले लो WS को. You will take this common. You will get 1 plus, this is WW divided by WS divided by, यहाँ से आप VS कॉमन ले लीजिए. तो VS will take common, then you will get 1 plus VV divided by VS. You will get this. Now it means that यहाँ पे आपको एक चीज पता है, that WS upon VS, weight upon volume, this is equal to the gamma, which is equal to the gamma of solid basically. W upon V, ऊपर मैंने दिखाया था gamma. Now you know one thing also, that G is equal to gamma of solid upon gamma of W. It means that gamma of solid is equal to G into gamma of W. ये रिलेशन हमने ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, समझ में आ रहा है. गामा इज इक्वल टू वेट अपॉन वॉल्यूम. सॉलिड का तो सॉलिड का वेट अपॉन सॉलिड का वॉल्यूम. G इज इक्वल टू सॉलिड का अपॉन गामा W. तो गामा इज इक्वल टू G गामा W. ठीक. यहाँ पे अगर आप ध्यान से देखते हो तो दिस W अपॉन WS इसको और स्मॉल w लिख सकते हो. दिस VV अपॉन VS को आप E लिख सकते हो. It means that now you'll get the relation that gamma, E कौन सा बल्क है, इस इज इक्वल टू G इंटू गामा W ब्रैकेट 1 प्लस W डिवाइडेड बाई 1 प्लस E. यही रिलेशन आएगा. 1 प्लस W डिवाइडेड बाई 1 प्लस E. ठीक है. अभी एक काम कर सकते हो, इस g को अंदर भेजो तो you'll get this is gamma w, this is g plus w into g plus w into g divided by 1 plus e. It means that gamma is equal to gamma w g plus wg divided by 1 plus e. ये रिलेशन आपके पास एक निकल के यहाँ पे आ जाता है. This is one of the relation. Now एक रिलेशन आप हमेशा ध्यान रखना, which you have to remember for the objective purpose also, the relation is always valid. That relation is that water content into G, this Wg is equal to the saturation degree into E. This relation is always valid. Wg is equal to S into E. This you have to remember. Now, if this relation is valid, we know that this relation is valid, we can replace this relation from here. Then you will get that the gamma is equal to G plus Wg की जगह मैं लगा देता हूँ S into E divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. इसका मतलब gamma is equal to G plus SE upon 1 plus E into gamma W, where S is the saturation degree. S is the saturation degree. Saturation मतलब कितना पानी है. Saturation का मैंने ऊपर फॉर्मूला लिखा था, आपको ध्यान होगा. सैचुरेशन का हमने ऊपर एक रिलेशन लिखा था, दैट द डिग्री ऑफ सैचुरेशन दिस इज इक्वल टू, देखो इधर, वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर अपॉन वॉल्यूम ऑफ वॉइड इनटू 100. वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर अपॉन वॉल्यूम ऑफ वॉइड. अगर पूरी वॉइड्स वाटर से भरी हुई है तो ये भी VW हो जाएगा. इट मींस इट इज 100%. इफ द वॉइड्स आर फिल्ड विद वाटर तो दिस विल बिकम 100%. अगर कुछ भी नहीं है, ये सारा का सारा ड्राई है, तो ये पूरा 0 हो जाएगा. इट मींस इट विल बिकम 0. तो इट कैन हैव वैल्यू बिटवीन 0 to 1. इट मींस दैट द डिग्री ऑफ सैचुरेशन S कैन हैव वैल्यूज बिटवीन 0 to 1 डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेदर द सॉइल इज ड्राई और फुली सैचुरेटेड. इफ द सॉइल इज ड्राई then VW will be equal to 0. It means S will be equal to 0. In that case, if you put S is equal to 0 here, you will get gamma D is equal to G into gamma W, G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. This is for dry. This is the dry unit weight relation. Gamma D is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. कैसे? S कितना हो जाएगा dry के लिए? 0. Similarly, if the soil is wet or fully saturated, then in that case, S will be equal to 100%. 100% मतलब 1. S is equal to 1. If you put that equal to 1, that gamma of saturated will be equal to, this is G plus E divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. This is the saturated unit weight. This is the saturated unit weight. Now, you also know that the bulk unit weight is, the submerged unit weight is basically, this is gamma of sat minus gamma of W. It means that if you will go for submerged unit weight, which we have considered gamma dash, then this will be G minus 1 divided by 1 plus E into gamma W. This is the submerged unit weight relation which you have to remember. Fine. ये तो हो गया हमारे यहाँ बेसिक रिलेशन. यहाँ पे बेसिक रिलेशन कौन कौन से हो गए आपके? दिस इज A for dry unit weight, this is B for saturated unit weight, this is C for the submerged unit weight. Now, there is an interrelationship between gamma D and bulk unit weight also, which you also have to remember, which is important for examination point of view. इंटररिलेशनशिप क्या है? देखो, हमें एक चीज पता है कि गामा डी इज बेसिकली इज इक्वल टू WS अपॉन द वॉल्यूम. दिस वी नो कि दिस इज द वेट ऑफ सॉलिड अपॉन द टोटल वॉल्यूम. ये हमें पता है. यहाँ पे वी नो वन थिंग ऑल्सो, दैट स्मॉल w इज इक्वल टू WW डिवाइडेड बाय W ऑफ सॉलिड. ये भी हम जानते हैं. इट मीन्स दैट इफ यू विल ऐड 1 हियर, then you have to add 1 here. It means that 1 plus W, this is equal to W of water plus W of solid divided by W of solid. It means that this is basically equal to W upon WS. From here you can get WS is equal to W upon 1 plus the water content. You'll get this relation. देखो, derivation important नहीं है, बस समझाने के लिए बता रहा हूँ आपको. This is W upon 1 plus W. It means that if you will use this relation, here, then what you will get gamma D is equal to, this is W upon V into 1 plus W. This W upon V is gamma. This is gamma D is equal to gamma upon 1 plus W, which is the bulk unit weight. It means that now you have got this relation that the dry unit weight is also equal to the bulk unit weight divided by the 1 plus water content. This is the another relation, which is the D relation, which you have to remember for the examination point of view. एक ये रिलेशन है, एक बेसिक रिलेशन है, आपको वो भी ध्यान रखना है, बिटवीन void ratio and porosity. There is another relation between void ratio and porosity. That relation is, which you have to remember, this relation is n is equal to E divided by 1 plus E. This is a relation which you have to remember. N is equal to E upon 1 plus E. ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, E is equal to N divided by 1 minus. These are the relation which you have to remember. इतना relation आपको index properties में ध्यान रखना है. These are the index properties which are important for the examination point of view. Objective में पूछते हैं, ये सब relations को आप एक बार अच्छे से पढ़ लो. In the next class we'll go for the questions also for the practice. इनको अच्छे से समझ लेना. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. This is AS Pandit signing off. Bye bye.